Double Trouble in WalaWala by Andrew Clements.
It was an ordinary Monday morning in WalaWala until Lulu raised her hand in class.
Miss Bell, I feel like a nitwit. My homework is all higgledy-piggledy. Last night it was tip-top shape, but now it's a big mishmash. Mrs. Bell said.
Nitwit, higgledy-piggledy, mishmash. Lulu, stop that flip-flop chitter-chatter or you'll be in double trouble.
Lulu said. But I'm not trying to flip-flop chit-chat. I just have an itsy-bitsy problem with my homework. Mrs. Bell scowled.
All right for you, Lulu. If you're going to shilly-shally and dilly-dally with all this fancy-schmancy yak-yak, then we'll have to trot down to the principal's office.
Mrs. Bell hurried down the hallway and they burst into the principal's office. Hee, yak, yak, my, blah, blah. Looky, shh, come. Mr. Thomas said, "What's all that hubbub about?"
Mrs. Bell said,
Lulu's been trying to razzle-dazzle me with some kind of lippity-loppity jibber-jabber, and now I'm all helter-skelter myself.
Mr. Thomas raised his eyebrows.
Tut, sounds like silly Willy hocus-pocus to me.
Mrs. Bell's mouth dropped open. She pointed to the principal and said,
Eeka-freaka! Lulu's got your tongue all topsy-turvy too.
No, don't get the jim-jams, Mrs. Bell. Let's give the nurse a yoo-hoo.
Mr. Thomas picked up his phone and said,
Mrs. Carter, I'm going to pitter-patter over to your office. Okie dokie.
All three went across the hall to the nursing office. Mr. Thomas said,
Howdy doody, Mrs. Carter. We're a little wacka-wacka. Lulu's got us talking this sing-song clap-trap like we're cuckoo.
Mrs. Carter smiled at Lulu and said,
Little faddle Lulu and I are palsy-walsy. She wouldn't try that kind of phony baloney tooty-fruity flim-flam. Lulu and her teacher and the principal stared at the nurse. Lulu said,
Wowie zowie, Mrs. Bell said.
Jeepers creepers!
Mr. Thomas said,
Holy moly, you're in the same hodgepodge we are. I'd better give the superintendent a jingle jangle chop chop.
Wait one ding dang tick tock, shouted the nurse. If you chit chat with the big wig, then he'll yak like Lulu too. If we're not very hush about this, there could be a mongo brain doon, and everybody in WalaWala will be talking like a herky-jerky ding-a-ling. Then the nurse turned to Lulu. Lulu, let's get to the nitty-gritty. When did all this mumbo-jumbo start? Lulu gulped. She said, in English class, I had an itsy-bitsy problem with my homework. and then it zip-zap. Mrs. Bell said talking like this was a no-no.
The nurse looked over the top of her glasses at Lulu.
Something like this would not just happen willy-nilly. Now, Lulu, think extra hard and tell me what you did yesterday. Well, said Lulu, it wasn't really a humdrum day. I was practicing ballet in my tutu when my little brother, Bobo, asked me to play on the teeter-totter. We seesawed until Bobo slipped off and got a boo, and started to boo-hoo. Mama and Papa came running to get Pell-Mell, so I went inside and splish-splash into the rub-a-dub-tub, and then hip-hop into my cuddly-wuddly Betty-Bye. I said night-night to Mama and Papa and Bobo, and I fell asleep in a snip-snap. That's all I did, honest. And Mrs. Carter said, Lulu, it seems to me that you've opened up a knock'em stock'em, wibble wobble, word warp. I usually don't believe in this kind of to-do, bunko junko, but if it was going to happen anywhere, it would probably happen right here in WalaWala. Mrs. Bell said,
Let's not quibble-quabble, Mrs. Carter. I'm getting the heebie-jeebies from all this razzmatazz. What can we do?
We should say all the root and crick-em, crack-em, woolly-boly words we can think of. Maybe that will clear the air and close the warp. Worth a try? Asked Nurse Carter. Mr. Thomas said,
Aye, aye.
Mrs. Carter said, let's do-see-do.
And Lulu said,
Uh-huh. Nurse Carter closed the door to her office. Then she turned around and said, Lulu, let's get this harem-scarum show on the road. Lulu stood right up and blurted out, tick-tack, knick-knack, ching, coochie, coochie, coo, hubba, bubba, Roger, Dodger, ooey, gooey, goo. Mrs. Carter cleared her throat and said, Hugger, mugger, hob-nob, pit-patter, bon-bon, wishy-washy, splash-splash, handy-dandy, mish-mosh. Mr. Thomas closed its eyes and started slowly but picked up speed. Teensy-beensy, choo-choo, teeny-tiny, hurdy-gurdy, hurly-gurdy, roly-poly, ragtag, hurly-burly, riff-raff, rumble-tumble, hip-hop, teensy-weensy, pop-top, nibby-nabby, hippy-dippy, hoity-toity, hot shot. And then Mrs. Bell stood up and took a deep breath.
Put, put, vroom, vroom, honk, honk, zoom, zoom, zig-zag, clank, clank, slam, bam, fender, bender, ringy-dingy, cling, clang, ring-a-ding, boing, boing, ring-a-ling, zing, zing, bing, bang, boom. Never, never, wigwam, turkey, lurkey, tom-tom, tootsie, wootsy, tittle, tattle, tee-hee-hee.
and then without warning, words flooded the air.
Fuzzy wuzzy, fuddy duddy, loosey goosey, lovey dovey, kissy kissy, huggy huggy, rink a dink a doo, ga ga rug rug, go go so so. Frou frou, goo goo, pow pow, woo woo, rinky dinky, arg 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 arg, woof woof, boogie woogie, bow wow, super duper pooper scooper. Clippity clappity, hippity hoppity, clickety clackety, rickety rackety. Blah 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 blah, blah blah blah, ha 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 ha, click clack, drip drop, click clack, rick rack. Eager beaver, lucky ducky, cuppy dumpy fat cat, yee-haw, tweet tweet, chirp chirp, cheep cheep, clack clack, quack quack, yuck yuck yuck. Ozo yo yo, hey day, hokey pokey, hanky panky, goody goody, yum yum,
Yummy, yummy, tum tum. Gimme, gimme, gobble, gobble. Jelly belly, dum dum.
Cling, clang, ging, gang, ching, chang, wing, ding, pow, wow, cow, tow, peg, wig.
Voodoo, boob tube, moo moo, poo poo, shoulda, coulda, woulda, better, hadda, oughta, ship shape, thump pump, achy breaky doodad.
Fee, fi, my, rag, bag, tie, by, beep, beep, oh, paw, paw, do, rooty, toot, zoot, suit, looky, loco, yoko.
Georgie, Porgy, hunch, munch, henny, penny, Humpty Dumpty.
And then suddenly, silence.
Lulu, Mrs. Bell, and Mr. Thomas slumped into chairs, and Mrs. Carter flopped onto the cot against the wall.
Was it over? No one dared speak to Lulu. Mr. Carter, may I please have a drink of water? Mrs. Carter sat up and said,
Of course you may, dear.
Mrs. Bell smiled weakly at the principal and said,
You were magnificent, sir.
Mr. Thomas perked up and smiled at everyone. He straightened his tie and said,
I think we have done it, people!
Mrs. Carter sat down at her desk and went back to checking over her posture records.
Mr. Thomas walked across the hall to his office and went back to the letter he was writing.
Lulu followed Mrs. Bell down the hallway and soon had her English homework all straightened out. And after English, it was just another ordinary Monday in WalaWala. Bye-bye, Mrs. Ding Dong.
Ta-ta, Lulu.
The end.